January 16th, 2026. It is roughly 11 o'clock a.m. This is knowledge of the day. Um, Wealth. How would you define wealth? Um, why is it important? What's the point of even thinking about it? Wealth, the way I define it, having something of value. Um, the more the more value you have, right? The more wealthy you are. But it comes down to value, to what you care about. Um, Not everybody cares about fast cars. Um, some people would say having sports car is means that you're wealthy, but to a person that is afraid to go fast, a sports car doesn't really mean much. Um, so yeah, keep that in mind. uh, to be wealthy comes down to what you value. Not everyone values the same thing. Um, Dominance. Uh, why does dominance exist? Where does it come from? Um, for the most part, you can break it down to sexual desire, a reproductive partner, um, to where you end up, to where you are on the social status, right? The the more reproductively able you are. So that's where dominance comes from. That uh, if you're less will, if you're less willing to put up with stressors, you're living your life. Something pisses you off. Something makes you angry. How willing are you to try to solve the problem? Uh, that's that's what dominance is, in my opinion. It's how much uh, irritation are you willing to put up with? And yeah, if you can control your environment, then that's what's going to make you more um, physically desirable uh, as far as reproductive purposes. Um, yeah. So if you want to control someone's dominance, I'd say make it easier to reproduce. Hopefully, the people in charge can do something about that. Um, okay. You have to believe one thing. Okay. If you don't know what your purpose is, if you don't have a purpose, or you don't even know if life is real or not, right? If we're in a simulation or some shit, um, a a way to focus, hone in on what you care about is value. What do you care about? You are you're alive. Um, you're alive. To be alive is to grow, to move, to be in motion. Um, to be in motion is to move from point A to point B. The only reason to do that is because point B is more valuable than point A. Where you're going is more valuable, is more important than where you are. So if you don't know what you care about, what's your purpose, um, you're alive. So you have a purpose. There's a reason why you're alive. Um, you're moving towards a certain direction, um, and just think about what direction that is, what you value, what's good to you. Um, you have to believe one thing is more valuable than another. Yeah, or else why act, right? If everything's the same, then there's no point to even move, right? Um, yeah. So separate, uh, make a list of what's most important, second important, third importance. Um, that's that's your reason to live at the moment. Uh, point A before is better unless. Okay, that is true unless you're self-destructive. Some people are just so lost or are so disconnected from what's good, um, that they're actively destroying their own life. They're making it worse. So moving from point A to point B, what moves you? Um, think about that, and that's usually a good thing. The motivation behind it. If it's not, if you're moving from a good place to a worse place, uh, you have to take you have to seriously evaluate your mental process, um, because yeah, it's self-destructive. It's You're not gonna survive if that continues to happen. Um, belief systems or decay, depression. Okay, yeah, to be alive is to be in motion. To be in motion is to move from point A to point B. The only reason to do that is because point B is better than point A. So that's what you value, is the direction that you're going in, why you're going in that direction. Be conscious of that. To be in motion is to have a destiny. Yeah, to have different beliefs. That's why. Different. Okay. Yes. So literally, what you believe is your reason to be alive. To continue to to work and survive. The problem with that is not everyone believes the same thing. Not everyone values the same things. That's why there's different countries. Um, that's why there's wars. That's why people um, do terrible things. It's they Not everybody believes the same thing. Not everybody wants the same thing. Everybody needs something different. Um, almost. Okay. Um, Solutions, right? We're not here to just listen to problems. The point of this is to find solutions to problems. Um, yes. How That begs the question: how do you bring two different belief systems in harmony? How do you make how do you come to an agreement with two different groups of people, um, to live in harmony, to come to an equilibrium, if you will, where what they need is satisfied and what they're avoiding they can avoid as well, in a harmonious way. So that's focus on that. What what do they have in common, and what what do they have in common as far as what they want, and as far as what they're running away from, what they're afraid of. So if you're trying to bring two opposite powers together, that's what you should focus on. What they enjoy, what they fear, and how they coalesce, how they can harmonize in those two factors. Um, okay. Yes. A simple way of putting it is listen to your enemy. Um, if you're not listening to them, the differences are so fundamental that if you're not, it requires so much complications. It requires so much effort to bring two parties together that have extreme differences, and the only way to do that is to listen to what they're saying. Um, People tell you what they need. They tell you what the problem is, but ego and different paths, people don't listen. So if you're trying to come to a conclusion, come to an agreement, listen to what they're saying, and understand them. The only other alternative is violence, is war. That's if there's a problem and you can't solve it diplomatically, then it just comes down to explosions. Um, what is in common? Yeah. What do they have in common? Good and bad. Focus on that. To okay. Be aware of the evil behind the mask. Mask, I say social mask. To deal with people, to be around people, you have to deal with them. Not everyone values the same things, right? Not everybody is raised to be super nice, or people have different capabilities of being nice and rude and everything in between. So be aware of people that are trying to do more than what's common. Um, if someone's trying to help you beyond what is normal, it's often they're they often have ulterior motives. Um, yeah, keep that in mind. If it seems like someone's being too nice, uh, it's usually because there's ulterior motives. Usually, not always. As an example, um, the story of Hansel and Gretel, right? Uh, kids lost in a forest, um, no parents, no guidance, uh, and so they're lost in the wilderness, right? Terrified, and they come across what? A house. Not only a house, but a house made of candy, right? What more could you ask for in that situation? A lost child in the forest all alone, and then you come across a beautiful house with candy, made of candy, right? Perfect. And then most people know the story. It's a witch's house, and she feeds them to get them fat, to get them chubby, so that she can eat them. And that's a it's the story is well known for a reason. It harmonizes with the nature of existing. Um, yeah, be aware of people that are too nice to you. It it's often it's often hides um, malevolence, evilness. How to know if something is true or not, if you're real or not. I know that's a very popular perspective that we're in a simulation, nothing's real, right? Um, if you truly believe nothing's real, you can test that very easily. Um, hurt yourself in a sense, right? Fall flat on your face, literally on the ground, um, and then tell me the pain that you feel is not real. Um, I will argue that physically speaking, spiritually speaking, there's nothing more real than feeling pain. And in turn, if pain is very real, then the opposite is just as real. Um, extreme joy, glory. That's just as real. Um, yeah, we'll we'll leave it at that. Hopefully some of the information got across. Um, and if not, uh, hopefully watch my next video. Um, hopefully I'll explain it a little bit better. But if you do watch it, or if you did watch this video, um, I you have a lot more patience than a lot of other people, and it'll pay off. Thank you for your time.